Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So Solana's chart still offers various possibilities because we're in a price range, right? I wanted to take a moment before we start really with a micro count to answer a question, because a couple of people said yesterday to me that they think my perspective here is different than about Bitcoin, which is not the case. Actually, these wave counts are very similar and correlated. Yeah, so this is pretty much the same structure as I'm observing for the Bitcoin chart. Please note that also on the Bitcoin chart we're in a range. On the Solana chart we're in a range. Please note that I've labeled here this as a wave 4 correction, which started in March. Very close, or it's identical to what Bitcoin is doing, right? So either the wave 4 bottomed on the 5th of August, but we need to see more evidence for that, obviously, because we're just moving in a range, right? Or the wave 4 is still unfolding, but both of these potentials are on the Bitcoin chart as well. And if you watched my Bitcoin video today and in the last few days and weeks, actually, then you know that Bitcoin chart has a support area here in between as well. And that this support area, I think on the Bitcoin chart, it's like, is it 55,480 or something? Here it's $120. It's pretty much very comparable. And as long as we're holding above $120, yeah, the yellow bullish count has a chance. And that's the directly bullish wave count. So I cannot confirm a larger wave 4, which I've marked here with a question mark, until we break below $119, because this is essentially a 1-2 setup. Yeah? Someone said yesterday to me on Discord that they can't find any 1-2 setups. Well, Solana shows us one, right? Clearly one, and the wave 2 is either in already, okay? But then this move up would have to be a diagonal, so expect messy chart, and that's what it's doing. Or if the wave 2 is still unfolding, which is dealing with a larger WXY structure or something, right? So all I can say is the following. We have a bullish and a bearish count. The $120 level, or 119, distinguishes between these two. As long as we're above support, there's no real need, I think, to get very bearish, because we're holding above support, right? And it's on the chart. It's a pivot. It needs to be broken first to confirm the more bearish scenario. It's like on the Bitcoin chart as well, where we have where we had a support area, the price reacted to it last week, and until support breaks, there is nothing bearish. I mean, it's just a matter of risk. Now we are far away from that support area, so risk is now high. Okay, where down here we were rather looking for higher. Okay. You might remember, that's why I highlighted to you and gave you the resistance area, because we were in support again in this entire here in October as well. We hit the support area and we moved higher to the top of the range. Now, I'm not saying we couldn't break out, we can, but the risk is now high. I mean, we've now reached that area of resistance. So the counts are pretty much the same, similar. I think the Solana chart looks maybe a little bit more messy. That's just the structure, okay? But essentially, no, they are not. I don't have a different perspective about Solana than I have for Bitcoin, okay? All I'm saying is, obviously up here, the risk is high. We dip back into support. Similar to Bitcoin, I've just gave you today some support levels because we've rallied, okay? So we're far away from support. The risk is high, but it takes a break above 162, above this upper boundary line of the trend channel, to really clearly indicate that this correction also is over. Yeah, so that's all. Overall, we already now covered this structure to a degree. I mean, what are the immediate levels to watch? I mean, we have this resistance area to which the price perfectly reacted here. At $158.40, that's the 88.7 retracement. And the price has reacted, so I'm watching now for the start of wave C to the downside. If we then get back into support, I mean, this could be either wave 2 or A. We would have to see how the response looks to support, but all I'm saying is there is a chance we get back into support and could then start from there in an extended wave 2. It's all a matter of support or let's say reward and risk, right? Down here, risk is low for a long position. Up here, it's high, and so on. It's just reward and risk. Overall, we're in a range. That's the key message, and the structure can morph, and all options are still on the table. Either that, wave 2 already bottomed, but then the move up is a diagonal, very messy. I would say the idea that the wave 2 already bottomed in September, that needs to prove itself by a successful break above 162. I won't rule it out. That's why it's on the chart. A wider wave 2, I like the idea of a wider wave 2 in a WXY structure, and then we go up. But for the blue scenario, yeah, it takes a break below $119 to confirm it. And that would be a more bearish option. But I've told you in the last few days, the blue count has problems, several problems. For example, this wave 2 is a little bit too aggressive. That B wave is also very aggressive. So it's rather pushing higher. Okay, but we haven't really broken out, and all the rallies have been corrective. I mean, that's the main problem when we talk about the bullish count, but the bearish count has problems as well. Ultimately, therefore, balancing out probabilities quite a bit, but that's why we have the levels on the chart, which indicate reward and risk, and I'm inclined to overall give the bulls the benefit of the doubt as long as we're holding above $119, right? But it takes a break below it to confirm the bears are leading. That's the update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.